meteorologist Ron Rhodes.
All right, it is 11:31, and you know Angie has been waiting for this moment for a life hack out with you.
I wait every day for this moment.
And you think, just how dumb can it be today? All right, service dogs. We're talking about service dogs today. You don't have one. You probably have never had one, right?
I have not.
Although your husband was in the service, and you probably had a dog growing up, right?
Yes, of course, plenty of them. Lived on a farm. Yeah.
If a service dog ever comes up to you without its owner, follow it. Service dogs are trained to search out and help their owners as a last-ditch effort in an emergency. So it might be your owner might be in trouble, but they can't help out their owner, so they come and get you.
Now that's really interesting and probably life-saving too.
It could be.
So
I
would never have thought of that.
And just say, okay, boy or girl, take me where I need to go.
Lassie. She's like Lassie. Could always say, they're down in the pond. You know,
or the well.
So everybody knew what, Lassie was saying.
I know. She's in the pond, Lassie? Are you kidding me? It's Uncle Charlie. Are you serious? We're there.
They're there.
Uncle Charlie in the pond. Let's go. Amazing dog, Lassie. Pretty dog, I know that. So we take a look at our Maldonado's roofing and siding camera. That, of course, is at Ellis Park. Oh, by the way, I've been told by Gary McIntyre, our man who knows horse racing, comes in here every Derby time and tells us about his picks and that sort of thing. He said there are six stakes races at Ellis Park this weekend on Sunday. So big day at Ellis coming up this weekend for sure. I wonder if one of those is a Magnolia Stakes. I know that's kind of like the big to-do, usually at Ellis. Anyway, you can see southbound traffic, no problems. Northbound traffic, one lane. And yeah, it's backed up on the strip in Henderson, no doubt about that. I was hoping they could wrap things up before noon. Maybe they still might before noon, but it looks like they're still going with the bridge inspections for a little while longer. So I remember last time they did it I guess it was last year. They might do it yearly. But anyway, I remember they wrapped up early on Friday that day, but not today, it looks like. Anyway, some darker clouds down in Central City, but for the most part, we're talking about plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a mix of sun and clouds today. That's what I'm calling it. Always a dump truck or a cement mixer in view there as we look at our Diamond Valley Federal Credit Union camera, Deaconess Gateway. And there's another dump truck working its way northbound. Plenty of construction going on and plenty of stoplights going up. Oh, well, anyway, flag is blowing in the breeze. We've got a pretty good north wind. We're going to see it from the north and from the northwest, 10 to 20 miles an hour later on this afternoon. So a pretty good wind out there kicking, but it's from the north. It's cooling us off, ushering in that cooler, less humid Canadian air. As we look at downtown through the lens of our Fifth Third Bank camera, it looks a little fogged up. Dew Point's getting its way down. It's still not down a lot, but it is going to be dropping down into the 50s tonight. It is going to be in the 50s for the most part. Yes, applause, applause. Bravo, Mother Nature. Bravo. Encore, encore. And she will do an encore. It's going to be even just as cool on Saturday night and into Sunday morning. So we've got back-to-back nights. We're going to see temperatures in the 50s, and both days we're going to have dew points in the 50s too. Anyway, northwest wind at 9 at the top of the hour. As we take a look at the temperatures across the board, 73 degrees, 73 in Flora and Fairfield. Noticeably cooler with some cooler air up to the northwest. That's where you want to head if you want to cool off even more, but it's not bad elsewhere. 79 in Jasper, 79 Owensboro, 79 Calhoun, 81 in Tell City. Of course, Schweitzer Fest going on for another day today, and it's going to go on through Saturday. 80 in Madisonville and Greenville. So looking pretty good. Live radar is showing nothing, not expecting any rain. In fact, you can go a long way and not have any problems with the rain. Here to Chicago, no problems. Now, New York could be a problem if you're traveling to New York this weekend, but not to Chicago. Cincinnati looking good. Lexington, they had some clouds earlier today, and they had a little bit of rain in Lexington yesterday, courtesy of Debbie, but now not the case. And you can see the clouds receding. Nashville's in the sun. St. Louis might catch a few clouds, but the rain should hold off to the west. So traveling across the region, no problemo. And as we take a look out to the east, this is now what's left of Debbie. It's no longer a tropical storm. It's packing winds of around 35 miles an hour. So it's kind of a notch below, and it's extra tropical low now anyway. But it's really starting to pick up speed, and they generally do when they're over land. They'll pick up more speed, and it's doing just that. It's moving about 35 miles an hour to the northeast, but upstate New York inundated. New York City obviously catching some rain, and a lot of New England too. And even down to the south, still picking up a fetch coming off the Atlantic and at least along the coast there in the Carolinas and also Virginia. They're catching a little bit of rain, but not nearly as bad as what they had earlier in the week, of course. For us now, our future track is indicating a couple of showers popping up later on, and we did see some darker clouds down in Central City, so I wouldn't be shocked if we have a stray shower or two in the early afternoon. down to the south, and our future tracker has been indicating this run after run this morning. And as we take a look at the evening, though, mainly clear sky, the temperature tumbling down into the upper 50s for a low, looking good. For our Saturday, again, plenty more sunshine headed our way. High tomorrow, only in the upper 70s. Keep in mind the average high is close to 90, so nowhere close to the average high. It is going to be a beautiful Saturday. Get out and enjoy it any way you want to. Eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And speaking of breakfast, I told you Audubon Mill Park in Henderson, they've got breakfast and bluegrass. Bluegrass after that for Saturday, and that's going to be at 8 o'clock at Audubon Mill, downtown Henderson. And as we look at Sunday, you can see plenty more sunshine, a little bit warmer, but not a lot. It'll be in the low 80s. Low 80s where I'm expecting it today, at least for most of us. 82 degrees here in Evansville is what I'm calling it, with a mix of sun and clouds. Pretty breezy out with that north-northwest wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour. 3-degree guarantee. Called for a high yesterday of 87, got up to 85. That's a winner, Charlotte Lynn. You're a winner too. It turns out, and she's from Madisonville. Charlotte, come on by the station. See Pam up front. She'll get you your goodies, and that would be an umbrella. Sweet talker, you might get a mug too. 82 degrees for a high today. 78 tomorrow. 81 on Sunday. Feeling more like fall. Look at these morning lows in the 50s. 61 on Monday morning. Not bad. Angie's going to be power walking 6 miles. And then as we head into next week, it starts to slowly warm back up. Nothing as warm as 85, and keep in mind the average high is 88. A little more humid by midweek next week. That's a long way up.
Yes, it
Caterpillar
is.
Mater. Look at those different sections on that tomato.
Is that a tomato?
Almost
Yes.
like an inchworm too, isn't it? Only it's a little bit big maybe for an inchworm. Dana Bender
That's amazing.
sent that funky Mater in. It doesn't look too bad.
We'll have more lifestyles right after this. Bless you, Jacob.